Hello folks, and welcome back to my Durcar Let's Play. And why is there a realm restart going on? I have no idea. It's going on later. Normally we only get one a week. You saw that at the start of last set, the warning about that. And today's, Thursday morning, early AM. I'm only going to record for a bit. Again, just that's how things rocked out. Only got to record now. And some things have sold. Really do need to get around to, getting back to Palnai. But I feel like I really need to crank out a fair bit of this first. While I have done so far, I feel like I need to do a lot more first before I can get back to him comfortably. Because I've just so much to catch up on on Durcar and whatnot. Getting silk, that might go for a bit. How much does it go for? 3 gold a pop. 3 gold? No, gold. Gold. Price. They don't really have the best of drop rates for stuff, do they? They really don't. Also, I can't stop playing. Oh, nice. I can't stop playing the Spellforce game. I'm after making even more progress into it. I'm like 5 levels in now. They don't have a level system, but it's like you go through ignoring the tutorial, you start off on level 1. On world area 1. Then you go through a portal, you're in area 2. Keeps going like that. I just call it levels because just force a habit really. I saw some enemy down there. It didn't look like one of these guys. What was it? Or maybe it was one of these guys. Might have just been him, but yeah, seems to have been. I thought it was something else. Why are other enemies giving more copper, more money than these are? Because I swear they were. But I might be misremembering, or thinking of times when it killed more than one enemy at a time. I actually think that other sorceress was just a cheapskate. I think she was just giving less, but, spent it on a pedicure or something. So she would actually be a challenge for me. Actually, I don't think I could beat her by myself at present. So I figure she's probably going to be killed via, some bombing run or, some side thing. I doubt I'm going to have to go toe-to-toe with her. Considering she's a level 45 elite. 45 is the cap for down there in Thousand Needles. So yeah, I don't see her being anyone we ever go up against here. Not even as a group quest. So yeah. Christ, I really have to kill a lot of these Naga. And the okay, not that much. The sorceresses, I need 30 scales. Thankfully they give it in a somewhat large bunches. And I still have the terrible weapons. I just haven't gotten a weapon upgrade. But yeah, 2 things. Remember when I was talking about Grim Donu? Yesterday, I wanted to say something else. The other thing was I want to talk about Diablo 3. There's one other thing I want to say about Garage. I wonder, Garage here that I've seen so far seems like much less of a git than he was in Miss Pandaria. Wonder, what led to his progression to the racist cunt that we meet later on in that. I hope we figure it out later on in, we figure out on the Horde side, because on the Line side he was just an ass that turned up. We didn't really get to see much details, which makes sense, So yeah. Ooh, there's some iron. Need to grab that. But yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to seeing his development. But anyway, the other thing about Diablo was, I ended up seeing something because Mark Kern retweeted it. He worked on Diablo 2. He also worked on WoW, the classic WoW, and whatnot. Someone was retweeting it, Diablo 3 thing, and this is gonna be a little spoilery for Diablo 3. Basically, they were complaining that, or pointing out a flaw in the story. Oh Christ, that's actually already done. Done quicker than I thought it would be. You know, I'll kill her for shits and giggles. Okay, let's see. What was I saying? It's always... one concern is that the person's critique wasn't serious. It was some joke, and I'm being an idiot here. But basically, they were saying that because they were kind of inaccurate with what they were saying, so part of me feels like I'm after stumbling onto a joke that I don't realize is meant to be a joke. But regardless, it's impossible to tell online when something's serious and when it isn't. Just because people are frequently idiots online. It's just internet for you. Oh, I think I want to skin a bit right now. But regardless, I'll treat it as if wasn't. They were saying that Diablo, the Lord of Terror, is for all of Diablo 3 he's the behind the scenes manipulator. He isn't terrorizing. He's just behind the scenes manipulating. While Belial, the Lord of Lies, the behind the scenes manipulator, just turns into a dinosaur and tries to eat you. In reality, Belial did try and trick and manipulate you. Belial didn't do it much to you. Belial turned up once or twice, and that was it. You could argue certainly that bit was rushed. More should have gone into that. Most of Belial's trickery and treachery, though, was kind of reserved for the people of Chaldean. I'm sure there's plenty of flaws with Diablo 3's story. I find Blizzard stories, I know, frequently they're kind of weak. There can be good points, but at the same time, I'm thinking there's also a few few times when they kind of fall down weak. Regrettably, my mind is blanking good examples of it, as it always does. Whenever I want to give examples of a thing, I'm just like, I'm lucky I remember my name. Anyway, let's head back. We got an extra little bit of stuff, so that'll do. But anyway, yeah, basically Belial does manipulate, though he doesn't do it as much as you would expect. So they do have a point, but they are still rather inaccurate. Maybe I should have commented really directly on the post, but Now I really want to go through this area as an Alliance character, just to see the Alliance side of this. But anyway, there's some other point I wanted to make there. Basically, just what they were saying was inaccurate. I'm sure there's plenty of critiques that can be levied at Diablo 3, but I don't think that's one of them. Certainly, you could argue maybe the dealing with the Lords of Terror was a bit rushed. Each only got an act each, and maybe there wasn't enough time. Like the acts weren't long enough. You could maybe get away with having. I'm thinking, just like in a general sense, from what I haven't played 1 or 2. So, I'm not some big Diablo nut, but I'm thinking maybe you could get away with doing them in a single act, but you may want to be a bit longer. You could argue, basically what I'm saying is that it was rushed, but you can argue that Belial didn't manipulate. He did, he didn't do much to you. He was mainly lying and tricking an entire kingdom. The protagonists, not so much. In fact, to be honest, him trying to lie and trick the protagonists was actually him tripping himself up, honestly. It kind of made him suspicious, you know? Which I suppose you could argue is a flaw in and of itself. Because Blau was meant to be incredibly competent, and, you know, wheels within wheels, and he trips himself up. I know that can happen, but, you know, he's meant, you know, like I said, he's meant to be hyper competent at manipulation and trickery. Or maybe not hyper competence is the wrong word, but you get my point. So, yeah. Like I said, there's probably plenty of critiques, but I don't think that one was accurate. Like, there was another one I remember seeing. People were complaining that Leah didn't believe Deckard when he talked about angels and demons. Because she's seen undead, thus angels must exist. But you gotta think of it this way. You know, just... yeah. Just because we got a laser pointer doesn't mean someone can build a... Well, just because we have laser pointers doesn't mean there's a laser death ray, you know, in the next room, you know? Just because there's zombies doesn't mean there's Diablo, Lord of Terror, you know? The existence of one thing doesn't prove the existence of some disconnected thing. Even a zombie wouldn't prove the existence of a necromancer. Prove the existence of a zombie. So, yeah. Like I said, no story's... well, I didn't actually say this, but no story's perfect. And, like I said, I found some of the Blizzard stuff a bit weak on the story side. I can't remember any great examples, but I think Diablo might have been one of them. Diablo 3 might have been one. The examples I remember thinking in the past. It's just like a general feeling I have now. But, yeah, I just don't think either of them are the best ways to criticize it, basically. Sorry, I'm thinking, am I even wording this right? But yeah, I think I'm wording it fine. Can I be honest with you? The reason I didn't actually comment on the post itself was I just felt awkward. I think. It was either that's because that's just a common reason why I don't comment on things. It was either that or I meant to, then forgot. Could be that too. It happens a lot. Both happen a lot, so I have no idea. So, oh fuck! I'm not forgetting the other thing. Or did I already say the other thing? No, I already said the other thing. It was about Grosh, wasn't it? Like, yeah, you know, Grosh. You learned about the concept of mercy there, and you know he's actually I did kind of like him there. Like, you've been dismissed, he says, grabbing at the guy's crotch. Colonel Vulcan, eat your heart out. But yeah, that was, you know, a good scene for Grosh, and I would like to see more of that. In Burning Crusade, we do get to see him when he was a lot younger, if memory serves. So we will get to see more development of him in stuff. This is him in Kata, so when we get to Outlands, we'll start, and to get to Nagrand, we'll get, hopefully, to see, unless the some quests have been removed. It has happened, hopefully not here, but we'll get to see his development from Burning Crusade up to Wrath of the Lich King, then to Cataclysm and Miss Pandaria. There probably won't be much development in WoD. Then again, you never know from the Horde side. Like, I've only seen the Alliance side of things, so, yeah. Have you acquired the components I require? Have you collected the... Okay. I just read that wrong the first time. Have you collected the components I require? You have done well, Shaman, but I'm afraid your work here is just beginning. Cora cast a spell on the Naga components. You mean body parts, right? I have fashioned a charm that will allow you to infiltrate the Naga, giving you the appearance of one of their own. Well, with this disguise, you'll be able to speak and understand their language. They'll be unable to discern your true identity. But beware, the sharks and other sea creatures here will expose you for all to see. Avoid them at all costs. Now go, speak to the priestess Vishara, and do what you must to learn of their purposes here. Places a slither blade Naga disguise on the user, granting swim speed by increasing swim speed by 150%, granting underwater breathing. So now we are the size as a slither blade Naga, and they're all friendly, but they aren't talkative. I also have a few abilities. Though they are kind of spoilery, I guess. Wonder if I can mine. Probably not well transformed. Surprisingly, I can. Also, my character has forgotten how to mine there. If you didn't notice, he was slamming the top of the pickaxe right into it. Like the tippy top, like the wooden shaft, the top of the wooden shaft into it, rather than the point of it. Entangle. Very short cast speed. Entangles a servant of Neptune in a net for 10 seconds. Requires the slither blade trident. Hurls the slither blade tyrant at a servant of Neptune. And here is Shatter Rubble. Removes pieces of rubble at slither blade shore, exposing ancient relics. Oh yeah, I forgot all about avoiding enemies. I just like swum right the fuck past. And that is Neptune's Blessing. Increases swim speed by 250%. Think they had a more useful one. Like, each hit is one hit kill. Naga sorted then. And this just removes submerged pieces of rubble, exposing ancient relics. How is it even jumping? That's weird. Don't just stand around. Don't just stand around when there's so much to be done. Must instruct everyone in each detail. Neptune's minions have arrived here, and they're doing all they can to thwart us. Clearly, they've discovered our motives. This only confirms my suspicion that what we seek is indeed somewhere in these ruins. These water elementals are no match for our forces. Take this trident and use it to destroy the worthless servants of the Tide Hunter. When we find what we seek here, Neptune himself shall fear for his life. Okay. Have to be in this form when we kill them. Can't just swap out. And there's a clam there, but it's not actually anything usable. That's a weird looking net movement. Touch of the Naga. Instant outside of combat. Restores 127 health every 2.5 seconds. Nice. But you... and it lasts like 14 seconds. Not bad. Very, very useful. And we can just breathe underwater. Also, there's a dry snap cracker. Sorry, dry snap crawler. Christ, my reading ability has diminished. I guess maybe this is what she was pointing at. Remember when she said the water has risen to fight the Naga? Christ, I can't actually engage them in melee. That's annoying. Okay, at least we can use Entangle while moving. Come on. Nice. Come on. Brilliant. And that's already looted. And now I just have to feed 2 more.